Hello my friends, and welcome back to the second part of our art project that is making a picture that looks like from the game Samorost. My name is Olivio, I'm a professional graphic designer from Vienna, Austria, and let's get started. So this is the point that we left off on our last part. The only difference is that I right-clicked on every layer and clicked to rasterize, which makes the picture exactly the size that you see it in here. And this will reduce the size of the overall file and make it quicker and easier to work with. So that's a very easy trick to get your computer or your work process faster, but you have to be sure that you don't want to resize the elements anymore. Okay, let's add some more fun elements. One thing to look out in this tutorial is that you shouldn't take everything too serious. Be playful. This is like a child's play, like a child's game where you just fit different parts together and build a little world. And this is a wonderful artistic exercise. I found different benches. Originally, I wanted to use a wood bench, but then I found that a normal wood bench would be too similar to the background, so it wouldn't stick out enough. And this is why I decided for this bench, which has a color finish, as you can see. And our little inhabitant of this world will sit on that in a second. So I found some fun elements on the internet that we can use. One thing that I want to do is to recolor this bench. You will see in a second why. Let's open our little inhabitant. There he is, very cute. I make a quick selection of him. There we go. Let's see, select these parts down here, and then I will go into refine and work this a little bit over. There we go. Let's see, do we have a good selection? Looks pretty good down here. It's a bit rough, but overall it looks okay. So, oh, here we have an element that we shouldn't have. So I will quickly go in here. We'll use my lasso tool with the polygonal setting and subtract, and I will just click in here to deselect these areas. Subtract, as the name says, subtracts the selection, so you can see now the selection is reduced. I will do the same thing down here. So we have a less, how can I say, feathered out selection. There we go. Oops. This quite didn't do what I wanted it to do. There we go. That's good enough. There's some little points left, but like I said, don't take everything that happens too serious. Maybe add this in here again. I cut away a little bit too much. There we go. And now we still want to subtract this over here, and then we are done. And we can copy this guy over into our main picture. There we go. So Control C to copy that guy, Control V to put him in here. He's pretty big, but we can resize him, no problem. We will put in here on the bench because he's chilling out today. And as you can see, he's red, the bench is red. That's not a good look. So what I'm gonna do is just click on my bench, and I'm going to create an adjustment layer for recolor. It's up here. I will drag it onto the bench, and now we can just move that around. I'm going to make the bench blue. That seems to be a good blue. Maybe make it a bit less intense. There we go. And I don't want to have the legs blue also, so I will go in here with a brush. That's the wrong kind of brush. Sorry. So let's set the hardness higher. I want to set the color is already black. That's good. And now, as you can see, you can just paint over here because every adjustment layer comes with his own mask already included. And this will enable us to hide the adjustment from this area. Okay, there we go. Now we have some more fun elements to put into the picture. I will close the other one here real quick. We don't need that anymore. And I will place, I found this nice little pipe that we can use. Of course, it's too big. Let's zoom out real quick. It's also on the wrong layer. This is why we can't see it. So let's put it here. That's good. And make it a lot smaller. There we go. You can see it's a lot of fun to create these things. And it's just like playing around. It's a little bit like playing, how do you call it? Lego? Playing Lego inside of your photo tool. So there we go. Flip this to the other side. So now this is over here. Maybe we rotate it a little bit, bring it a bit up. There we go. And the next thing I will do is create a pixel layer on top of that and take my brush. And over here I have some brushes. They are called Free Smoke Photoshop Brushes 5. I will link them in the video description, and you can see up here we have a nice one that I want to use. Need to make that a lot smaller. Change the color to white. That's important. Let's see. Is that a good size? Yeah, that's pretty cool. There we go. Maybe move it a little bit over. A little bit down. And there we have it. Our smoking little, how would you call it? A dwarf? I'm not sure what the right term is in English for this kind of creature. Looks pretty cute. Okay, I will now also add some other elements. Let's go. So another thing that I found, let's use the place command again. I found this little spider here. That was pretty nice, and I want to put it down here in this area. You can see here, this is a PNG. It's not working completely perfect with the background, so we will change the blend mode real quick. I will set it to multiply so that looks a lot better. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this, and I will call one 01. And the other one I will call 02. There we go. And you can see that here it says image. We don't need image. We want pixels because we need to delete some parts of that. So I will rasterize one of the layers and hide the other one. So we only see the pixel layer now. And I'm going to use my eraser tool and I will hide or delete everything. It's not hide, it's delete actually. So there we go. I will delete everything that we don't need. And now make the other one visible again. And whoops, I'm rotating the wrong one. So I want to use this one as our spider web down here. So I want to stretch it out so it's touching all the sides. That looks pretty good like this. Although there is one string that's not touching the size. 1 second. This is good. Okay, now we can rasterize this too. There we go. Again, use our eraser to erase the parts that we don't need in our picture. Actually, I might want to zoom in here so I see better what I'm doing. There's a part down here. Okay, I have to go back. There's a part down here that is touching, basically is hanging in the air, so that's not ideal. We want to have a situation where the web is hanging in a way where all the strings are connected to something. That looks good. Nope. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so rasterize. Use our eraser tool. There we go. Erase everything that we don't need. We don't need these parts because this is connecting to the elements up here. And we can delete these parts and this over here and the spider down there. So now we have our web. That's very nice. I'm going to effects. I'm going to use color overlay. Set the color to white. And then reduce the opacity so this has a kind of a slight grayish color. Maybe like this is good. Let's go back to the colors, bring the spider on top of everything. Okay, very nice. So we have come a long way. Maybe actually I don't like... I think it was better without that white effect. Yeah, that looks better. It looks a lot better. Okay, so what we want to do now is to blend the elements a little bit better together and adjust everything so it looks nice in our picture. So the next thing I want to do is to group the element over here. So the smoke, the pipe, the dwarf, and the bench. Let's select all these layers, hold Control-G to select a new group. And this is dwarf. I really hope dwarf is the right word. I don't know. So the next thing that we are going to do is, wait a second. We are going to rasterize our bench. So it's pixel now. And the reason we are doing that is because I want to delete some elements here. Let's zoom out again real quick. I can now take all of the group and move it around, and I want to find a nice position. I want to have one of the, well, let's see, maybe put him here. This looks not good, and this is why I will delete that area. So we have the benefit that we have this kind of moss everywhere, and it's easily argued that the leg of the bench is standing inside of the moss, so that shouldn't be a problem. But actually we can move this guy a little bit more over, so it's kind of hiding behind this part, so that's a bit more believable. Something's with my voice today, I'm sorry. There we go. Oop, that was a bit too much. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so actually that doesn't look too good. Wait a second, because this is kind of floating. Whoa, I just moved the bench. 1 second, 1 second. I'm getting there. Make this a little bit bigger maybe. Yeah, like that is nice. Like that, it's nice. Very cool. Let's delete the leg over here. So this is basically standing inside of the moss while the rest is standing outside. There we go. And now we're going to blend all these elements together. So what we can do is we have these grouped elements here for the house. And I will just create an adjustment layer on top of that. That is color balance. And color balance allows me to shift the colors. You can see from blue to red, from magenta to green, from yellow to blue. Or actually up here, cyan and red. Cyan is a kind of blue. So while doing that, I can look at my picture and see if the stuff is blending nicely with the other elements in the picture. And you can, of course, do this individually for each layer, but it's always worth a try to see if you could probably do all of them at once if they blend together nicely. Something is... okay. No, it's working. Good. Okay, so that's pretty nice. I think I want to have another adjustment layer for this part here. Where is it? Color balance. There we go. I will drag this onto this one here. Make it a little bit more yellow. I feel like that's useful. And duplicate this one and drag it onto the... Whoops, that was too far. Drag it onto here. So we have both of them have a little bit more yellow. Okay, so after we've done this, we can go over here to our dwarf on his bench and do the same thing. So here's our color balance. Make it a bit more yellowish. Should we have some more red? Oh, actually, kind of good like that. Okay, good. There we go. And I want to have another layer for the bench because it looks a lot too bright. Or not a lot, but it looks kind of too bright. I will pull this onto the bench, so it's just affecting the bench and nothing else. Pull this down a little bit, maybe make it a bit less shiny. Okay, there we go. That's pretty nice. So another thing that I'm going to do right now is I'm going on my top layer here, and I'm creating a rectangle that I will pull over all of the picture, and I'm going to set that, let's see, let's use a yellow, a very light yellow. Let's see if this gives a good look. I will set it to soft, no, not to soft light. Let's see. Set it to multiply. Let's play around with the colors a little bit. Actually, wait, let's pick a color from the picture. Nope. Brighter color. Let's see. Okay, and reduce the effect a little bit. There we go. And the benefit what this is doing is that I have now a layer that is affecting every color in the picture. So every color has a little bit of that kind of color in it, and this brings every element of the picture a little bit closer together. So it's a little kind of a trick that I like to use. So this is without the layer, and this is with the layer. It's a very small difference, but I feel like the elements are coming better together. So this was the art project for this time. Thank you very much for watching. And as you can see, it's a very playful style. So really try it out, create some different kind of worlds that you're imagining. Also check out the game Samorost. I will link it in the video description. And if you like my tutorials, subscribe to my channel. I do 2 tutorials per week. And if you want to support me even more, head over to Patreon, where you can get my files with all the layers. You can get feedback on your own creations. And of course, we can talk about topics that are interesting to you. You can suggest tutorials. Thank you very much, and see you in the next episode. Bye.